And when you're ready, go ahead and open the eyes, bring the palms together. And then you're just going to take them up as high as you can. So you're not necessarily going to take them fully extended, but you feel like you're really pressing into them. And then lower down as far as you can, keeping the palms together. So if the palms start to pull apart, then you don't go so low or you don't go so high. But you're really pushing left and right into each other. And you go up and down. Be slow, be deliberate, but be continuous. So the same thing, you take it down as low as you can, keeping those palms together. The next time on the journey that you get to the spot that is the trickiest for you, I want you to stay there. Try not to crowd the shoulders forward, but keep the shoulders pulling back as you press. Nice and long with the spine. Can you feel which side is pushing the most? And then bring it, so wherever you are, bring it to the heart center. Nice and slow, take it to the right. Come back through center, take it to the left. Keep pressing evenly into those hands. So you're trying to get into a bit of a twist here. So I'm actually going to have you so you can turn with it. Yeah. Nice, very nice. So finish it out. If you need to go to one side or the other side to finish it, then come back through center. Then I want you to take the hands down, flip them, and the same thing, you're going to come up. Keep those palms together, so don't let the palms open. Keep the fingers pointed down, and then lower down. Fingers stay pointed to the earth. So if you notice that the palms are starting to pull away or the fingers are starting to angle, pause, reset before you come up anymore. So let's try to make this a more sattvic practice. And by that I mean, so the three gunas, we have the three gunas. We have rajas, we have tamas, and we have sattva. And rajas is that, one of the best explanations that I heard that to describe the three gunas is rajas is basically you're standing in place and you're running, but you're not making any progress. Tamas is that heavy, dull ignorance and you're walking backwards. Sattva is you're moving forward towards the goal, and the goal is to know the self. So just, could you imagine just standing and running in place and how agitated you must be? Or just that dullness, that inertia, that lethargy of just walking backwards, which is tamas. So if we think about that in relationship to a class, so now somewhere on that journey, you're going to find a spot that feels challenging. I want you to stay there. Try to keep those fingers pointed down. Nice, Phil. And release, bring it up. Now this time keep pressing, but we're going to go towards the street side first. So if you're in this tamasic practice, It's almost, you might as well just be taking a nap. You're not really putting any effort into it. You're just here, you're doing the motions, but there's this dullness to you. So like if you're in a forward bend, you're just like, oh, I'm here, kind of thing. But that's any time. We're in any kind of movement. If you're in that Rajasic space, it could be the agitations in the mind. Maybe you're thinking about a breakup that you've recently gone through. Or sometimes in the big yoga classes, I'm sure that Rajasic mind would be thinking about someone in the class in a particular way that is not beneficial, but creating this agitation in the mind. Or it's that competition. I see Kaylee doing this. Oh, damn straight, I'm going to do it. So without any awareness of what's happening in my body, I just see it and I automatically create this competition. This sattvic, when you are doing the postures, you're feeling it, you're breathing into it, you're creating that space, but also there's this awareness of what is happening in the body, and the pose begins to unfold for you. So no matter what we're doing tonight, stay focused with the breath. Stay focused with what is unfolding inside of you. We all have these, nature's made of these 3 gunas. We are made up of these 3 gunas. Are you more Rajasic? Are you more Tamasic? Are you more Sattvic? There's usually not a balance. One of the 3 is usually more predominant. The next time you come back through center, pause, and then immediately push the hands out. And then you're going to bring the fingers and thumbs together and draw them under. So as much as you can, feel like you're trying to pull it up, and then you push it out, going back and forth. And have some energy with you. It's not a tamasic move. So tamas is that balance, right? That stability. Rajas is what gets us out of that inertia. Tamasic energy will keep us sitting on the couch. Rajasic energy will get us up and get us moving. Okay, the next time you come through neutral, pause. So the hands are down. Then you're going to take your left hand over and you're going to hook the thumb and you're going to pull it and just pull it down and around. Like you're making circles. And you're using that thumb and you're just guiding the thumb around. And just maybe one more circle like that and then pause and then flip the hand over, hook the thumb from the bottom and pull it down. Then you're just pulling the thumb and then and pull the hands back. And then alternate. So maybe it feels better to pull the thumb back, maybe it feels better to pull the fingers back. And then release that. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So you're going to hook that thumb. And then you're just going to make those circles, drawing the thumb around. And then you'll pause, flip it. Hand comes under, hook it, draw it down. So you alternate. So you're drawing the thumb back and then you draw the fingers back. And just being in different bodies, what feels good with someone else may not feel good with you, but that doesn't matter because it's your practice. knowing what's different between the two sides. And then go ahead and release. If you need to do any shoulder circles, go ahead. Then you're going to push the legs forward. Give them a little shake and then come over to all fours. So we're going to be on the knees for a bit. So if you need that blanket for some support, go ahead. I really want you to joint stack here. So shoulders, elbows, wrists. Spread the fingers. Get them really wide. Pointer fingers can be parallel or middle fingers. That's your choice. Now, feel like we have put a stick up your ass. And now the head can't move because it's coming from the rectum all the way up. So it's limiting you. You cannot move now, the spine. Your head's going to stay in one position. Angle, the gaze is going to be down to the floor, but you're going to drop the torso and then push it up. The next time you come through neutral, pause just long enough. If you want to slide the knees back so they're just slightly behind the hip pointers, but the shoulders, elbows, wrists stay exactly on stacked, and then continue. So you can have joint stacking, hips on knees, or now you can have angled back. Elbows stay straight. Arms are stick straight. You're just dropping the torso and pushing it up. Now you can stay there, or you can slide your right foot, your left foot back, and do the same thing in plank. So we have 3 options that you can work with right now. A sattvic practice, you are aware of which one is the best for you, and you are mindful while you are doing it. So this is, we talk about it, right? The real practice comes when we get off the mat. So start bringing that awareness into all your, is this a sattvic activity? Is this a rajasic meal? Is this a tamasic conversation? And start bringing more sattvic energy into your life. Sattvic energy is that energy, that happiness that comes from discipline. And then pause in neutral. And if you're in plank or the legs back, bring them forward, and let's do 5 cat and cows. At the end of the 5th, you're going to lift the right arm up and the left leg. Then you're going to drop, and you're going to do this nice and slow. You're going to drop the left leg to the side and come into a side plank. And then you're going to come back. So you're doing this You pick the pace that you want to move.
Are we alternating sides?
No, we're not alternating sides. Sorry, no alternating. We're just sticking to the first side.
It's the right hand up.
So the right hand's going to go up,
Okay.
and then you're going to drop the left leg,
Okay.
and then lift the, So right hand, left leg, and then left leg down, right arm up.
Okay.
Now the next time you get to the plank, stay there. Now you can stay right here. That's perfectly fine. If you can, come up to the fingertips on the mat. Now if you can, just leave the middle finger on the mat and all the other fingers lift. Now, this is a little way to get into some core work. Can you lift that arm up, the left arm up? Well done, Philip. And release. 5 cat and cows just to reset so we can start over on the second side. And then you start the same thing on the second side. Same thing, pick a pace that's going to work for you. I can scoop this up. So if we think about this sattva, rajas, and tamas, think about the food that you eat every day. You should never cook when you're agitated. So you would be adding that rajasic energy to the food. You should never eat when you're agitated, because that's going to make digestion so much harder. Eating processed foods. And sometimes those processed foods are good. I mean, we have some of those Guardian chicken patties in there. But it shouldn't be a daily thing. When you're cooking, you should repeat a mantra, the Gayatri. That's why it's dangerous to eat out all the time. Because you don't know what energy you're eating. You don't know what's happening in the back room where they're cooking food. And if we're wanting to bring more sattvic energy to surface, we have to start really on that foundation. Next time you get to the plank, stay there. And then you know what to do. So you can come to the fingertips, the middle finger, lift it up. Yogananda said it could take 6 months to recover from a handshake from a person who was so just rajasic and tamasic. A handshake. And we wonder why it's hard to make ground on our spiritual practice. We do our practice. Then we go out and we partake in all of these activities. So basically, we're just emptying the trash out every day. And it doesn't have to be this huge overhaul in one day, but little things. Go ahead and release. 5 cat and cows, reset. Then at the end of the 5th cat and cow, I want you to take a blanket. Does everyone have a blanket? And you don't have to use the blanket. That's not required. But if you have a blanket and you want to use the blanket, I want you to take the blanket, roll it up into a tube. Then after you've done that, then step back into downward facing dog or lift up into downward facing dog. And then from downward facing dog, you're going to take your right foot. And first, I want to start with the right heel on the floor and the foot up on the blanket, the roll, your little tube there. Now what you're going to do is you're going to lift up. So you might start to feel a stretch. If you need to bend that knee, bend the knee. And then you're just going to alternate between lifting up, so Ardha Chandrasana, and then lowering back down. And as you lower down, deep lunge with the right leg. And then you unfold. And if you need the right hand on a block, put the right hand on a block. That'll give you a little bit more space. I should have had that block up there first to show you. So you bend it down and then you unfold it. And you can change you don't have to have the blanket all the way rolled up. It can have one roll in it.
Did you say land in a lunge?
When you come down, so when Phil is lowering this hip down,
Yeah.
then he's going to lunge this leg. He's going to,
like
yeah,
bend it.
yeah, mm-hmm,
Okay.
yep,
Thank you.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. You can go down, I'll show you. So you're going to lift the left leg up. Oops. There you go, yep. And then when you bring it, so then you're going to lift this left hand up and over. So Ardha Chandrasana. Yeah. And then you're going to lower, and as you lower, lunge with this leg and keep this leg off the ground. And then like this. Yeah. And then back again. The next time you unfold into Ardha Chandrasana, let's stay there. Open, open, open. Nice. Go ahead, release, drop it back, downward facing dog. Second leg is going to come forward. You're going to get established. And then you start the same thing over. So going back to this rajas, tamas, and sattva, start with baby steps. Ask yourself, is this food creating more rajasic energy in me, more agitations in me? Chili peppers create a lot of agitation in us. Stale food create more tamasic energy in us. Fresh fruits and vegetables create more sattvic energy in us. What about the clothes that you wear? Are they more rajasic, more tamasic, more sattvic? Next time you get to Ardha Chandrasana, let's hold there. And release, take it back, downward facing dog. Walk the hands back to the feet. With the inhalation, open the arms. Bring all the way up. You're going to step forward with the right foot and you're going to be on the heel. And I want you to lunge with the left leg. And all you're going to do is you're going to lower down and up. And you can have blocks there if the hands aren't comfortable coming to the floor. Deep lunge with the left leg. Maybe your foot angled, maybe it can stay straight. The back foot. The next time you bring it up, open the arms, just take it all the way down, just for a breath. And then the same thing, you're going to open back up. Left foot comes out, we get a nice deep lunge with the right leg. Toes draw back towards the shins. I want you to lunge with this leg. Lunge. Yeah. Now keep that lunge. Keep this leg straight. But this leg lunge. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. The next time you bring it up, or lower down rather, then we're going to bring it all the way up. Bring it back. Swan dive it down. Walk it back to downward facing dog. Take your bolster, your little roll, and you're going to place it at the top of the mat again. Same thing, you don't have to use this. Then you're going to step, but this time you're going to step onto the bolster, onto the roll with your right foot. So if you need to have those blocks handy, have the blocks handy. So now the foot is completely draped over your roll. Then what you're going to do is you're going to lift up. And then push the right leg straight and lower it down. That's fine. Yeah. So you're bending that right leg as much as you can. The left leg stays straight the whole time and lift it. So just bend the right leg. Bend it, bend it, bend it. Good. Oh, nice. Now push it up. Nice. That Rajasic energy keeps drawing us into the world because we're looking outside of ourselves for the next thing to make us happy. Lower down to that deepest point for you and hold there. Now, if you feel inclined, we're going to toe tap. So the right leg stays bent, toe tap the left foot. Nice. And bring it up. Do that 11 times. And then we'll step back into downward facing dog. This is part of that self-study, knowing what you tend to be drawn to. This will give you a real clue about your samskaras, your habits. Like we talked about on the Sunday celebration. Our sadhana, our practice, is what can break those habits. But if we're not even aware of our habits, how can we change them? When you're ready, second leg comes forward, bless you. So that foot is on top of the roll. Nice deep lunge. And you go up and down. The left side has it easier because it knows what's expected of it right now. That discipline in sattva is what's going to keep, is really what's going to give us happiness. We don't want someone to control us. But our habits control us. What happens if you take charge? Pause, and then we toe tap. That's okay, you reverse it. That's okay. Okay, now push this leg straight. Yeah, and then lower. Yeah. Did you get your 11 done?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Before I come over and. And then after you've done the 11, press back, downward facing dog. from downward facing dog, walk the feet up to the hands, and then separate the feet the distance of the mat. And then you're going to walk. So as we walk to the right, you're going to turn the feet to the right as you come all the way down. Now you can use blocks, and then you're just going to drop to the ground. And so you can use blocks to sit on. Did that make sense? Yep. So we're going to, and have blocks handy so you can grab them. So you're going to turn the toes to the right. Then you're going to walk the hands, and everything is just going to keep turning. And then you're going to drop down.
Okay.
Now from here, so when you're here, we'll make it back to the front. Now just walk it forward over those legs. And just stay there for a couple breaths. The feet can be close to the butt. Or you can take the shins out so the shins are more parallel to the long line of the mat. So before you start any activity, ask yourself, weigh it. Is it Rajasic, Tamasic, or Sattvic? Is it going to lead to that happiness that cannot be disturbed? Is it going to lead to more sluggishness, more inertia? Is it going to lead to want more activity? In the sense of, this activity is not going to satisfy me, so I'm going to have to go find some more activity. Always looking for the biggest, the next best party. The next big event. This is that reining the senses in. Remember, Hanuman is dispassion, vairagya, which comes from sadhana. Walk it back. Take your left hand out, and we're going to go to the left. So just getting a side stretch. If you can take the hand to the floor, take it to the floor. If you can't, put it on a block or keep it extended. But then use the wall where you are and open. No, yeah, just open. Yeah, yeah. Okay, you've got the bonus wall. Bring it up. Take it to the second side. Notice how it feels differently. And then go ahead and bring it up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to bring the hands forward, lift up, press back, and you're in this forward fold, but the legs are apart and they're crossed. Okay, now walk it back. So now we're walking back to the front. Take it immediately. So now you're going over to the left, and then the left is you're going to drop down so that the left leg is on top. Take it forward. So we never want to do the same asana sequence. What happens is the body plateaus and the mind plateaus. We want to fire these neural pathways a little differently. We want to think a little differently. We want our practice to be sattvic. Before you sit down to watch television or your computer, ask if what you're watching, what emotions is it stirring up in you? Go ahead and walk it up. Take the right hand out to the side, slide it over, left arm up. Bring it up, take it to the second side. Yoga isn't a cure, but yoga is preventative medicine. It can prevent us from being angry. It can prevent us from being sad. It can prevent us from getting heart disease. It's a prevention, but we have to do the work. And part of that work is knowing and understanding our gunas. And go ahead and bring it up. Push the hands forward, lift up, and then we've got that same thing. So we've got the leg crossed. And then we walk it back around. Step back, come to all fours. Lift the right hand, the left leg. Now you can hook or you can just stay extended. Switch sides. So it's not even just noticing the activities, but noticing your mental mindset. So what mentally do you bring to the activity as well, too? The person who is feeding the hungry, but is doing it with this mindset of, oh, you're so disgusting. You're so dirty. You're so gross. You could be picking up trash. Looks like a really wonderful thing to do, but are you hating the person who left the trash? And release. Now from here, bring the legs together, bring the right hand to the middle, block if you need it, and left arm up. Because at that point, it's better to not even do it. Because if you're doing it for some sort of recognition, and then you're getting agitated, just don't do it. Switch sides. Harmony in thought, speech, and action. And release. Swing the legs to the right, bring them forward, and let's go into Paschimottanasana. So if you need to have a roll underneath, if you want to use a strap, try to keep the spine long. So let's not just collapse and be lazy. Maintain that integrity. As Swamiji says, an unexamined life is not worth living. Don't you want to understand yourself? Not to berate and to belittle, but so that you can change, so that we're not controlled. And then with the inhalation, bring it up. And let's come to the back for a brief relaxation. Making any adjustments when you get to the back so the body can become totally quiet. Totally still. And then we allow the space. At the crown of the head to relax. The space in between the eyebrows, relax. Temples, relax. Eyes, nose, mouth, relax. Chin, jawline, ears, relax. neck, throat, relax. Shoulders, upper arms, elbows, forearms, relax. Wrist, palms, fingers, relax. Tailbone, lower back, middle back, upper back, relax. Chest, belly, all the internal organs, relax. Hips, buttocks, relax. Thighs, knees, shins, calves, relax. Ankles, heels, arches, tops of the feet, balls of the feet, toes, relax. The entire body has become totally, completely relaxed. And now returning to the breath, directing it to the toes and the fingers, and gently begin to wiggle them. And then allowing the body to stretch and to move as if for the first time today. And when it feels right, rolling to whichever side is beckoning. And when the body decides it's time, bringing it to a seated posture. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashantu Ma Kaschid Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all be happy. May all be healthy. May all experience prosperity in everything. May all be free from suffering. Om, peace, peace, peace. Let me cherish those that God cherishes. Let me forgive those that God forgives. Let me serve those that God serves. Let me love those that God loves. Jai Shri Ram.